We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. The enthusiasm for football here on the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. It's the first weekend of autumn and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a give to Edmonds. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and sneak it here. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them, perfect time to get it done.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check 50, check 50. Slam. Check 26, check 26. Check it back, check it back.
Oh, now Moore going to get a chance to run. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. He'll look to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. On the screen, this is Edmonds. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. The Broncos send out their punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. 60 red. 60 red. 54. Danny. 52 blaster. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike. 6. Mega. Ready.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. Oh, good move. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on there. Here's a little bit. You put a score in here. Long way to go. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Cody Barton there to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now back to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on the nine over there. You're on the nine. Cowboys! 6 guys. Check. Hurt. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Switch. Check. No street. Check hot route. Hot. Riggs.
They'll run on 1st down. Edmonds bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually broke that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
Five yards remain on 2nd down.
Switch.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Fake. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And they're not going to get the snap off. This might back him out of field goal range. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a draw play. This is Jones.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Steps away to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Down. 13 yards remaining on 2nd down.
Hey, man, watch the boot.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Tua. Open man is Quintez Cephas. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 28.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
And he'll be out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Worked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
Here we go, set. Black 40. I got 15. Check time. Run the ball. Like 15.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he fights his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, his 4th touchdown on the year. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Prater for the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it,
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Foyesade, American. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Tua. This one taken in by Cephas. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. Extra point good by Prater, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And the defense obviously expecting run as well, as they're going to shut that one down at the line of scrimmage. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Tua sets up to pass it. Open man, it's Preston Williams. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Coming to you, coming to you. Hey, check 24, check 24. Kill. Go. Watch out.
Finding some room at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with a Washington football team on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. He'll have a first down past the 40. A huge play there for Washington. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Again, this to Jones. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Mike 15. Mike 15. I got you, punk.
Down Tua. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So taking a risk here early in the new year, they're going to go for it.
I'm coming after you.
Tua on 4th down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel there to make the grab. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. There's a throw caught by Gronkowski. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Check, check. Press now. Press now. Press now. Kill, kill, kill. Hey, smash. Stay at home. Stay at home. Stay at home.
On 1st down, Edmonds. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. He'll drop to throw. He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 8 there on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Mike's 15. Mike's 15. Drill, 52. No, he ain't got it. Chef.
Looking to pass. Tua. Williams brings it in. Touchdown, Washington. Preston Williams, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And they open the lead up now to 25. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL,
and the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
Khalil Mack able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. They'll pitch it to Edmonds. And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanket in the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. On the delay, Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Defense simply not fooled by the draw there.
Well, they were thinking run to begin with, and what they tell their defensive linemen is play the run on your way to the quarterback. If someone shows, go get him, and that's exactly what they did.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Preston Williams, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Prater for the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Hey, check Mike, check Mike.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. He's picked off at his own 46. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the pistol to give to Jones. Down to the 25. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. From the gun, it's Tua. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And a great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out. Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Hey, they're scared. They're scared. Check.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And, partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Tua now, 3rd and goal. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal.
Rush in. Rush in.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll look to throw here. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game
Like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. That one looks like he'll throw here. It's complete to Williams. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
Ready, break. Let's go. Hey, Mike. Smash, Bronco. Let's go, D.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
That's it, baby.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Now Landry. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Final score now from Atlanta. And the Falcons have wound up winning that football game. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Check 26, check 26. Check it back.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 22. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Ready, set. Boy, 51. Silver. Check 31, check 31. Set, go.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can follow this and carry it.